problems have been going on for 20 years. My second question is, do you realize that if we do not collect this year, that we will have a much higher levy next year, which is looking to be 7 to 9 mils? So when we're asking our community for 5.5, me doing what I'm doing now, trying to ask the community for 7, 8, 9 mils, because we don't collect for another entire year, seems like a very difficult task.
Well, I'm not against the levy, and I don't know how to word this. I'd love to see a levy pass. I just don't know if it will. I would like to see it pass, but I think in order to get you have to get the community support. If we don't get it, it won't pass, and we're just going to, waste the money and time and effort to do it. I believe if we can earn the trust of the community, the board straightens up, and we tell them, this is where we're at. If you trust us with this money, this is what we will do with it. I don't believe the community right now really trusts the board, and that's why these things are failing. I'd love to see it pass, but I'm just afraid it won't. I think once a new board comes along and we fix this current situation and go to the community and tell them, this is what we honestly need. This is what it will go for. I know a lot of people are frustrated because they think, well, we'll give you this, and then you'll give it to the teachers' raises or this or that, and they just do not trust the board. I think once you came to trust the community, I think you'll pass the levy. If you put the levy on, I'm willing to help to try to pass it. I've worked with you. I voted for the last levy, but we just have to. It's just what I hear. They do not trust the current school board, and they won't vote for it, and we have to gain that. And if you don't, why would a community trust a school board with all the bickering that was going on? Why would they pass the levy? They won't. And we need to do that. And I believe then that, you have a better chance of it.
Can I just comment really quick on that? I just want to make sure everybody knew that, the new board is who will spend the money. We will not start collecting until next year. So whoever is voted in is who will spend the money.
Did everyone hear that? But she says that, remember that monies will not be collected until next year.
Right.
If it did pass. Yes, we have another question?
Yeah, I've got a question for about everybody in here.
Excuse me, for whom?
I have a question for everybody in here. How did this school system, why don't we all ask ourselves, how did the school system got into this situation? Instead of trying to put any one individual person up there on the spot.
Okay, I think we all heard that. He said, let's don't put any one person on the spot. Let's instead ask everyone how we got through this situation. Is that good enough paraphrase?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yes.
All the board members, each one, where do you guys think our teachers stand pay-wise? Do you think that we are overpaid, underpaid, or competitively compensated?
The question was whether or not teachers are overpaid, underpaid, or just about right. Let's pick it up. Anyone who wants to touch it. I'm not sure if anyone is capable of answering it yet, but go ahead if you could.
For the work they do, I think they're underpaid. I could never do what they do. With that being said, it doesn't mean that I want to give them more money right off the bat. We have to look at contracts, you have to look at everything in general. The job that they've done, that they are in the lowest, our school itself is the lowest 5%, and we still met the excellent of distinction. I mean, that's huge. I personally have not compared their contracts to any other school contracts around. I think it's more of what the community wants. If we want certain programs, if we want to retain good teachers, if we want to retain the programs that are out there, do you spend more? When you go to the store, I mean, you buy the good TV or the one that's kind of a display. You do have to spend a little bit to retain that. What's the word I'm looking for? Stability with the good teachers.
Okay, I want to make sure that I don't lose control here. Quick questions are to find out who we think are most capable to be your representative for school board. So let's make sure that we don't ask questions that are really impossible for them to answer. Some of them said, I would imagine some of them said, I don't know enough about it. I will not answer it. They might all, though, be compelled to answer it in some way.
I'll answer that. As an employer, when I hire an employee, if he's a good employee and has good work ethics, he's going to work hard whether he makes $10 an hour or $50 an hour. That's just the way it is. It's the way the person's character is. If you hire somebody, if we hire a teacher and she's no good, I don't care if you pay her $100 an hour or $10 an hour. She doesn't have a heart to teach. If she wasn't called to teach, and if she doesn't enjoy teaching, I don't care what you pay that teacher. I've hired guys and I paid them a lot of money and I ended up having to fire them because they were not good. I've hired guys that paid less money and they worked hard and I've advanced them. If you're not called to teach, you shouldn't be a teacher. If you're just in it for the money, you shouldn't be a teacher. You should be a teacher because you feel you want to teach kids, that's what you like doing, that's what you enjoy doing, and you would do it for free. If not, then you should not be a teacher because you won't have the patience for the kids. You'll just be in it for the dollar. You'll never be satisfied, and you'll always want more. Now, I don't know, I see what the teachers make here. I think it's compatible with what others, they might make a little less, but I think it's a pretty good wage for what they do. Right now, you can't go to the community and tell them, hey, we're going to give them more money. When half the community's laid off or getting cutbacks, their wages are being cut. We had a major recession, and we're trying to get on our feet. These teachers have a steady income. They work 9 months a year, and they get paid all year. A lot of us don't have that privilege. We get laid off. We don't get raises. There was a lot of companies that cut back, and their employees haven't had raises for quite a few years. I'm for good wages, but I'm also, if a teacher's not called to teach, it does not matter what you pay them. And some of that is the problem. I think they make a fair wage, their benefits are good benefits. I would like to have those benefits, but I don't. And that's okay that they do. That's the agreement we made with them, and that's okay. But right now, where we're at, we need to fix the schools, fix what other problems we have before we worry about teachers' raises, I think. We need to get our budget in order. Once the school starts doing well, the economy turns, the community starts getting raises, jobs start coming back, then we can sit down at the table and talk about raises, better benefits. You want to talk about benefits anyway, Obamacare's going to take care of all that, so that's that. So all that's going to change in the near future anyway, so that's going to be a whole new problem that's going to be facing our nation.
Okay.
That's it. Thank you.
Any other questions? Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for being here, and I really would like to thank all the candidates. You had a question?
I guess I just had a comment
Okay. Please.
that not passing levies in this school system is not new. Since I've lived in the school system almost 45 years, we've gone through year-round school, we've gone through half-day school, and it's been the creative thinking of the board and administrators down through those years that's made dimes out of pennies to somehow get by. And I kind of think that maybe a breath of hope, of fresh air coming on the board with 60% new members, that the community might get behind and say, we need a levy now, regardless of who's in place. And I would encourage you to be the leaders in getting it passed, whether you win your post or not. We need it. We talk about cutting things like HPE and music and art. To me, these classes, these activities speak to the soul of the student, not whether he can add 2 and 2. This helps make a person. The Fuel Academy exists because Fuel can't provide those services. And we're not really losing that much money, if at all. So we need to get those students back. I don't know why our two communities don't come together, never have, in a unified effort to support its school. I guess that's my comment.
Thank you, Tom.